Hello, moonbeams. Welcome back to my channel, Mystic Moon School. This is Donna Cass, and we are here to come together to navigate the week ahead with Mama Moon, the different signs of the zodiac that she is moving through this week. And she moves quickly, right? She moves through the entire zodiac each and every month. But it's never the same because she's always aspecting both the inner and outer planets differently each and every week, each and every month. And so welcome to the week of July 15th through the 21st. This podcast will be aired on Sunday the 14th. I've gotten some feedback from listeners that they would really love to have this podcast on Sunday, as so many people, at least Sunday evening, they are not working, and so they can kind of map out their week ahead and really be forearmed and is that the right word for them? No, forewarned. I don't like that either because it sounds kind of foreboding. But you just want to be aware, right? You want to be really self-aware about the energies. That's the whole reason why we do this podcast, right? That's the whole reason why you guys listen. So, all right. So let's see. We have a very, very big week. I know I say that a lot, but the thing is that these are the times that we're in. And we all came here at this time. We reincarnated at this time, at the turning of the ages. This is not small potatoes. Like, our souls were like, yeah, let's go. Okay, we're here for it. So this week, another big week. We have a grand fire trine, which I will explain when we get to that. We are having the second of 2 Capricorn full moons on Sunday at 29 degrees. Very important. Which I alluded to last month for the June 21st Capricorn full moon in that podcast. And I'm calling this podcast The Phoenix Rises from the Ashes of Karmic Closures. Our new paths emerge. This, my friends, is a turning point week. This is a week of not being able to go back. We can only go forward. And I mean that in the most beautiful of ways. So let's jump right into it. So first of all, this podcast is airing on Sunday. As the feedback has been that would be preferable to Monday. That way you have time to sit and go through it. So here you go. Sunday, serving it up for y'all. But my week still begins on Monday, because Monday is the moon day. So I got to honor Mama Moon like that, Okay, so Monday, July 15th. The moon has been in Scorpio since Sunday the 14th. She will be in Scorpio Monday and Tuesday, okay? But starting off this week, it's like no joke, you guys. This is a huge day on Monday. I know I'm going to sound repetitive saying this is a huge day, this is a huge week, but it really truly is. Okay, so when the moon is in Scorpio, we feel deeply, we feel intensely, we seek truth. Sometimes the fears come bubbling up to the surface and they feel overwhelming to us. But that is showing up so that we can overcome the fears. Okay? That fear serves a purpose in life. Yes, sometimes it is to keep us safe, legit to keep us safe, like from a dangerous physical situation, emotional situation. But oftentimes fear is overstepping and doesn't know when to back off and is just always in that mode of, well, I got to keep you safe. I got to keep you safe and keep you small and keep you protected. But most of the time, that fear that we feel is fabricated. It's not truth. It's not real. And so what does fear stand for? False evidence appearing real. Fear is a liar. If you need to, write that down. Because I have it written down. I honestly, guys, I have things written down on Post-its all over my house. to remind myself of these things because I'm visual, and so I like to see these things. But seriously though, when the moon is in Scorpio, we're going to feel all the feels. And the moon is making a very supportive trine, flowing, easy energy to Saturn. And so Saturn, right? Saturn is all about karma, divine timing, working at something so that you will see the rewards of your hard work, recognition. Saturn is gonna, pose the lesson. But if you're open to that and you have a growth mindset, you're gonna come out on top. And Saturn will reward you for putting the work in. So in other words, on Monday, Saturn will reward you for feeling intensely and deeply if you are truthful about it and don't let the fears keep you down. Okay, Saturn is a little tough love too. So Saturn's going to say to you when the moon is in Scorpio, Saturn's going to say, oh, F fear. Like seriously. Okay, I don't have time for fear. We need to get stuff done. Okay, seriously, that is what Saturn will say if the fears are coming up for you when the moon is in Scorpio. So if you are feeling the fears around anything in your life, decision you have to make, just you're afraid of the future prospects, you know that something's not working, but you don't really know exactly what to do about it, and you're just overcome by the fear. Tap into Saturn. Ask Papa Saturn, say, please, bring some of that tough love down on me right now. And say, no, we don't have time for that fear. We need to move ahead. We need to put the work in to building our strength and our empowerment. We need to put the work in so that we can evolve. Because guess what? The Scorpion is about the fear, living in that dark little cave. But the Scorpion, even though Scorpio is a fixed sign and wants to stay put, that Scorpio energy does not stay put. That Scorpio energy transforms again and again and again, as many times as necessary. That Scorpio energy will burn everything down in their world and rise up from the ashes into a gorgeous firebird, soaring through the sky. And once the phoenix has transformed from its old self, its old life, into its new, as it reaches higher and higher into the sky, it transforms yet again into the eagle, that majestic bird of prey that can soar above the highest treetops, looking down on the world with a divine perspective. That divine perspective, of course, is still limited to our human minds, so we can only see so much of it at once. But we can look down on a situation from that perspective and from that higher perspective where we can see why things played out the way they did. Who plays the roles that they play? Why? What was their purpose? What was their mission? And we can have love and compassion from that perspective for all of the players, for all of the ways that things have played out and evolved. And so we are facing all of this on Monday from a deeply emotional place, very possibly. Remember, Scorpio is a water sign, and the water is always about the emotions. And so whatever is coming up for you, just know that it could be a purging and a releasing and a letting go, but ultimately it is for your evolution And it is for you to see the truth of what needs to change and transform now. Saturn also brings in the boundaries. And so you may have clarity on what boundaries you are in need of at this time in your life with certain people, places, situations within yourself. Now, we have more big energy, not just with Mama Moon on Monday. We have the planets Mars and Uranus coming into an exact conjunction. Now, of course, they're, millions of miles apart, but they are lining up by degree. They are both at the same exact degree, and so they are exchanging their energies with one another, and of course, that is beaming down to us. So when Mars, the planet of action, and our masculine energies, right? Our healthy masculine energies, which, by the way, are within all of us, right? Whether we are male or female, we all have both feminine and masculine energies within us. But the healthy masculine energies are where we want to take action. We take the lead. We want to build something. We want to protect. We have assertiveness, but not aggressiveness. And so when these energies of Mars line up with the planet Uranus, which is the great awakener, I really feel strongly that this is an activation of the masculine energies within all of us. We are reaching another level of awakening, another level in our evolution of our masculine energies. And so we are going to feel like, yes, we can take action on XYZ in our lives. We're ready. We're ready. We have the strength. We feel empowered. We're ready to take that next step, whatever that is for you. And this is coming from a place of divine, the divine mind. That is also Uranus. That is the great awakener, right? Where your consciousness is expanding. And I want to just tie it back to the Scorpio and the fear, because fear is a very, it's a more closed off consciousness, right? It's myopic. You can only see just a little bit. So when you awaken, when your consciousness is expanding, fear has less and less and less of a hold on you, because you simply know it's just not truth. It's just a lens through which to look at something or to feel something, but it is not your truth. Truth is among the highest expressions and vibrations. And truth with a capital T is divine knowing. It's not subjective truth, like this is my truth, this is your truth. No, there is the divine truth. And when we can soar up into that perspective, fear really can't reach us at that point. Now, I will say that this is happening in the sign of Gemini. So Gemini is an air sign, and it is the mind. And so, yes, you may get those extraordinary like epiphanies, the light bulb moments, right? The light bulb going ding, ding, ding over your head, and you make that connection, and you have that, the mental clarity, and you're ready to like take the next steps now, whatever that is for you. And you know what I'm talking about for you. As you're listening to this, you're like, yep, I know what area of life this is playing out for me. Of course, if you know your chart and you want to know where Gemini, wherever Gemini is in your chart, then that's where this conjunction is happening for you. I will say also, though, that when an outer planet is involved, like Uranus, it is going to affect the world stage. And when Mars and Uranus come together, if we look at the shadow aspects of both of these planets, We could be talking about explosive, aggressive, warlike, volatile energy. And look, the planet's a big place. Humanity's got a lot of people in it. And we have those of us who are living in peaceful lives where we are growing and we are expanding in our consciousness, and we have those on the planet who are not and who are here to experience those lower vibrations. And so there will be things playing out Sunday, Monday, Tuesday that speak to this kind of volatile, chaotic energy. My advice for you in your world is you stay in your high vibration. You open up yourself mentally, and also, because the moon is in Scorpio, emotionally, to the truths coming to you. The truth, the divine truth of your path forward. If you open up to that in love and in truth, then you're going to stay in your own lane. You will receive the divine downloads that you are needing now at this time to move forward. And that doesn't mean that it all rolls out in one big package. It means the next steps will be revealed. And quite frankly, that's all we really need, are the next steps. Okay, so I'm going to move into Tuesday, and the moon is still in Scorpio on Tuesday, but now, because of where Mama Moon has moved to in degrees, she is now opposing this Uranus-Mars. That is not quite an exact conjunction the next day, but it's still extremely close. And so Monday and Tuesday, like, we really could be feeling it in a very big way. But if you have already been on your path, making the changes in your life that you know are really more in alignment of who you are, your true authentic self, why you came here in this life. You know, you are perhaps making big changes in your life, and they're not easy. They never are. But if that resonates for you in some way, then you're going to feel the higher expressions of this. I'm not saying you won't feel emotional and that, you know, you may not be feeling the intensity of emotions, but I am saying that if you open to this energy and you ask the divine for those next steps, for those epiphanies, those connections, that inspiration, and for your intuition to speak to you, then it will. Okay, just be open to that. Because the moon is also on Tuesday squaring Mercury. And I talk about squares a lot, right, whenever they're happening. And I always say, yes, it can be challenging, but really, I feel more than not, squares are igniting us to take some action. Okay? And so when Mercury is involved, it's about our thoughts, and it's about our beliefs, and it's about our communication. So if you are really feeling this urge for freedom, for moving further along on your path now, for taking those next steps, then maybe you're going to communicate that outwardly to whoever this may involve in your life. Now, I want to remind you that Mercury is in Leo, and Leo is very much about the self, ruled by the sun. So you're going to want to communicate what's best for you. But I also want to remind you that in its highest expression, Leo is the heart-led leader. And so you can have compassion for another even if you are advocating for yourself. Please always remember that. I will say that on Tuesday we are getting some relief because the moon is trining the sun. The moon, Mama Moon, in deep feeling Scorpio, is making a beautiful flowing aspect to the sun in Cancer. So we have the two luminaries in their water signs, in their fields, but in a very harmonious aspect. And so you may be really feeling at one with yourself on Tuesday. Like, yes, I know this is right for me. I just know it. I feel it. And so I would suggest take a moment on Tuesday, close your eyes and really feel and think about all of the ways that you are supported in this life. Really take a moment of gratitude and appreciation for that, whether it's people, whether it's your spirit team. The divine is always guiding, loving, and supporting you. Really feel into how blessed you truly are. It is a powerful day to tap into that. Okay, let's see. Anything else I want to say about Monday or Tuesday? I'd say just watch the impulsivity Monday and Tuesday. You may really feel like you're ready to take those next steps, and perhaps it's totally on time and appropriate for you. Just take a beat, right? If it's something brand new that just popped in your head and you're like, oh my God, I'm gonna, apply for that job, or I'm gonna quit my job, or I'm gonna, whatever. Like, just know, like, trust yourself, of course. But if it's something that you've been thinking about for a while and now you really feel the impetus, like I'm ready to take the action, then go for it. And if you do feel a little bit of impulsivity, that's never, I'm not saying that's a bad thing, but just take a moment to say, okay, what are all the ramifications if I do this thing? And then maybe you still do it, right? Okay. So let's move to Wednesday, July 17th. The moon is moving into Sagittarius. And so there's a shift. There's a shift there, right? Because we move from water, deep, intense water, sometimes dark water, and we move into Sagittarius, which is a fire sign. And let me just see here. Yeah, we are building to the 18th. So the moon moves into Sagittarius. Venus is already in Leo, another fire sign. The North Node is, in Aries, another fire sign, right? So we have the three fire signs there. And so this energy is building to the grand trine, which is going to become exact on Thursday, which I will speak about next. But it's building. That fire energy is getting bigger. It's not just a little match. We've lit the bonfire and it's getting going. And so with the moon in Sagittarius, Sagittarius is ruled by Jupiter, the planet of expansion. So you're ready. You're ready to expand. Come Wednesday, you're like, okay, yes, what are the next steps? I want to move further on my path now. I want to get this going. And I will say that Wednesday is a really beautiful energy day because the moon is trining Venus and the North Node. And so, of course, Venus is romantic love. We know this, but Venus is also self-love, self-worth, and value. And it's what we value. And when the North Node is at play, we're talking about our destined path ahead. And so with the moon in Sagittarius, we are ready to expand into deeper love and deeper knowing of our destined path ahead. Whether that is with another person or something that we value in our life, or it is just within self. And this is expanding within you, your self-love, stepping more into your true authentic path, your true authentic self. The sun is making beautiful aspects as well on this day. On Wednesday, the sun is going to be aspecting in harmony with Mars and Saturn and Uranus. And so sun, remember, is our sense of self. And so we are feeling like we're ready to take that action, Mars. And we're ready to put the work in, Saturn. And we are ready for this new awakened perspective to unfold, Uranus. We're ready for all of it on Wednesday. It's like it is an extraordinary day. And it is really leading into Thursday. Thursday is a grand trine in the chart. And this is when there are 3 planets and or points. It could be a point, like the North Node is a point. And so when they are each in the same element, in this case fire, and that they are at the same exact degree, then we have a trine. And so we have a grand trine in fire. We have Mama Moon in Sagittarius, fire. We have Mercury in Leo, fire. And we have Chiron in Aries, fire. Now, as I mentioned earlier, the North Node is also in Aries, but I'm talking about by exact degree. Okay, they are all meeting by exact degree. In fact, I want to say it's 23 degrees. It could be 26, I don't remember. But it's significant, okay, when this happens. It doesn't happen every day. Have you ever heard me talk about a grand trine before? No. So this is a little bit more rare. It does not happen all the time. And when this is happening in a trine aspect, we're talking about flowing, supportive, and harmonious energy. And in a fire trine, we're talking about inspiration and passion, taking action, being lit up in the heart space, right? That is all that fire energy. And so if we're talking about the moon, how we feel, and Mercury, how we think, and Chiron, the wounded healer, this is an extraordinary day, an opportunity for healing the heart and mind, for healing old hurts and old limiting beliefs, the thoughts that kept us small and feeling in our wounded selves. This is an opportunity. This is a day where we are going to feel in a very passionate, fired up, inspirational way, empowered way, that another activation really of a new level of healing in both the mind and heart. Mercury, the mind, Moon, the heart, our feelings. It's so beautiful. It's expansive, and it's heart-led, and it's leadership, and it's activated energy. And the other big deal that is happening on this day is that Pluto retrogrades back into 0 degrees of Aquarius. This, to me, is an indication of the activation point of the age of Aquarius awakening within all of us. That we are reconnecting to our true authentic selves, why we came here at this time. Why did we incarnate at this time? What did we come here to do? What is our purpose? What is our mission? What are we here to let go of? What are we here to demolish? What are we here to break down so that each and every one of us can live from the heart space, can live from a place of compassion, kindness, of acceptance, of being comfortable in your own skin and following your true path forward. This is an extraordinary day. And I don't know, some of you I do meet in person and you share with me how these things played out for you during the week, and especially my moon sisters at Moon School. But I really would love to hear how these energies play out for you and in what ways you feel that you are awakened to a new part of yourself, that you are reconnecting to a new aspect of your true authentic self that you haven't seen or felt before. So, as if that were not enough, let's move to July 19th, right, which is Friday. And the moon shifts again into the grounded earth sign of Capricorn. And so now the moon is now building into that grounded earth energy, moving towards that full moon. Okay. And that Capricorn energy, remember, Capricorn is ruled by Saturn. That's the ancient ruling planet, and Aquarius also rules Saturn. And so, I'm sorry, I'm mixing that up. Capricorn is ruled by Saturn. So that energy is all about building and the work ethic and being very grounded, right? Having some structure. And the moon, when she moves into Capricorn, it's going to be building all day on Friday, but then come the evening, she's going to square the nodes, the south node and the north node. And so remember, a square is an aspect of tension, but it usually is there to prompt us into taking some kind of action. And so when the moon is in Capricorn and we might be feeling a little tough love, a little like I'm getting down to work here. Perhaps it was all of those epiphanies and those explosions of awakening that we're ready to move on that next part of our path, putting the next puzzle piece into place. And now Friday, we're ready to take some action. But the moon is squaring the nodes. And so what I would say about that is whenever the nodes are involved, it may feel like this is stuff that you don't even have control over, right? Like someone's going to enter the picture and that's going to be your answer. Someone's going to walk out of the picture and that's going to be part of your answer. It's not only with people, of course, I'm just using that as an example. But I will say that while the moon is squaring the nodes, Venus is trining the north node on Friday. And so that's, again, a harmonious, beautiful aspect from the planet of love and value and worth. And so it'll be very interesting how this plays out on Friday for you. How you feel you are being moved to either release and let go of something and or taking that next step forward on your path. And it may be a combination of both. It'll be very interesting to see how this plays out. Venus is also sextiling Jupiter and the south node. And so what that means is Venus is getting extremely supportive energy from Jupiter to expand in her worth, to really know her value, that self-love, maybe feeling love for another in a very big way. But it can also mean that she is ready to let go, South Node, of anyone or anything that she knows is not in alignment with her self-value and self-worth now. anyone or anything that you have outgrown. It just does not, you're not in alignment with it, with your sense of self now and your sense of self-worth. You know what you deserve. You know what you want. You know your value. And so you're just not willing to settle for less anymore. And so with a sextile, it's very harmonious, but again, it also can prompt us to take some action. And so that's how we achieve the manifestations. Okay, so now we're moving to Saturday, July 20th. And the moon is still going to be in Capricorn, really, through Sunday as well. But what's interesting is on Saturday, the moon is going to sextile Saturn by exact degree at 19 degrees. And so when the moon is in Capricorn, Mama Moon, sextiling Saturn, who rules Capricorn, we are talking about boundaries. We are talking about putting the work in, getting down to work, really doing whatever it takes to put those puzzle pieces together. You may be setting an emotional boundary with the moon sextiling Saturn. You may be creating some new structure in your life. That could be a legit building something onto your home, if this is playing out in your fourth house, or it could be putting together a spreadsheet of XYZ that needs to get done, right? For a new project, a new something that you're moving through now in your life. It needs some structure. So you're ready for that. There's a lot of supportive energy here to, on Saturday, to just put some work in. Yeah, it's a Saturday, but you know what? It'll pay off. If you set down for a couple of hours and put the work in whatever it is that it's playing out for you, you will reap the rewards for that. Remember, Saturn does not just make us work hard for no reason. Saturn will recognize us and dole out the rewards for our hard work. Venus is still, Venus is sextiling Jupiter now. And again, big self-love. So do it for you. Get down to work, do what you got to do, put a couple of hours in on Saturday on whatever it is for you, and it will pay off. It will pay off. Now, all of this energy here is building towards this Capricorn full moon on Sunday. And this Capricorn full moon is, the way I am seeing this lunation, is this really truly is a closure, you guys. This is a very big, huge, energetic closure. This may span lifetimes, multi-dimensions. This is not just what's in our everyday. Okay? Your soul is closing a chapter. Your soul is closing a chapter because it's ready to move on to the next. This full moon in Capricorn is at 29 degrees. This is the last degree of every sign. It is the degree of culmination, of graduation, of sometimes it is a crisis if you have not been doing all the things that you need to do to move forward. But remember, we had a Capricorn full moon on June 21st. I spoke to you about it then, that if you put the work in this last month, you were going to see the rewards come this full moon. Do you remember me saying that? Have you been putting the work in since June 21st? Because if so, things are coming together for you now, aren't they? They are. The next steps are there in front of you. They are materializing right before your eyes. You are having the clarity. You know where you're going next. I want to share with you, and I wrote this down here because to me this was really important. We are not having a Capricorn new moon come January. Yeah. We are not having a Capricorn full moon until July 10th, 2025. Okay, let me be very clear about why this is significant. We are done with the old earth. We are done with the patriarchy. We are done with power over. We are done with fear mongering. We are done with the old systems and structures that want to dominate the people. We are done. It is crumbling once and for all. This full moon in Capricorn at 29 degrees is trining Mars. Actually, I think it's sextiling Mars. Either way, it's a harmonious aspect. And Mars is trining Pluto. Mars taking action, Pluto evolution, and the truth. I mean, Jupiter, the planet of expansion and blessings, is trining the South Node. Let go, let go, let go in the biggest way. This is a huge sigh of relief. This is the big cry. This is the exhale of all exhales. Mercury is going to square Uranus exactly at this full moon. This is awakening on a massive scale. And Mercury is also trining Chiron, which is we are healing our beliefs. We are healing the way we communicate and the way we think. This is extraordinary. This full moon is a culmination of the karmic loops and patterns and dynamics that we have possibly been in our entire lives in this life. And I would go so far as to say that this is ending cycles of many lives. This is no small matter. This is not a small energy. This is a tremendous energy. We are not going to have another Capricorn full moon until June 29th, 2026. So you see, we're not going to be in these Capricorn energies until at least a year from now, next July 2025. Do you see what I'm saying? Can you see the picture that I'm painting? This is a huge culmination. That grand trine in fire is the phoenix burning itself down within each and every one of us. I have full body chills, okay? We are rising up out of the ashes of our own karmic patterns, the karma that we have played out with others in this life. It's done now. The karmic debts are paid. Let the ashes fall to the earth, sink down into the earth so that she may grow new buds of potential, new paths, new abundance, new connections, a new sense of self for each and every one of us. These energies this week are not separate. They never are, but especially I want to tie them together for you this week. This grand trine in fire, right? We are the phoenix. We are burning down those old fears that are keeping us stuck in those karmic patterns, because that's what that's all about, right? The awakener, Uranus and Mars coming together. Are you kidding me? We are awakening to our true authentic selves. We are ready. We are ready to culminate. Capricorn full moon. Full moon is full illumination, full graduation, culmination at 29 degrees, the last degree. We're done. Thank you. Next. Let us please take a moment, drop into the heart space, have love and compassion for all that has transpired, all of the pain, all of the hurt, all of the rough times, all of the upheaval. We could not be where we are today without it. We are ready. We are ready to take the next steps forward. And it is only going to accelerate from here, my friends. You'll hear me saying that every week from now on this podcast. And so this is extraordinary. It's an extraordinary week. This is life. This is a life-changing week. The realizations we have, the decisions that we make, the feelings that we feel, and bringing it all together, connecting it all together, we are ready to say goodbye to the past, to say goodbye to everything that we had to go through, but we're ready to let it go now. Everything in the chart is leading us forward. So embrace it, my loves. I am truly excited for us all. The next weeks and months as we finish up this year 2024 are going to be extraordinary, and mountains will be moving both on the world stage but in our own lives. And I invite you to continue to focus on yourself and your own path and the path of your loved ones. And don't get caught up on what is happening on the world stage, because that all needs to play out the way it needs to play out. Just trust in the universe. The divine knows. And the divine is loving and wise. And so I'm going to leave you with that. I look forward to speaking with you again. I am going to be adding other podcasts each week on more specific topics. And I'm going to, the next topic that I'm going to talk about next week is something that I just discovered. I'm super excited about it. And it is, let's see if I'm going to pronounce it right. It's called a Lunistice. So just like a solstice, which is the sun, right, at an equal point in the sky with the horizon, so as to the moon has this phenomenon. And this is right on time, guys. Like, this is happening in September and then again in March. And I want to give you the heads up about this because it's really going to inspire you. And so I hope you will tune in for that podcast as well this week. I think it's probably going to be on Wednesday. Wednesday's Mercury Day. It's a great day to communicate, right? And to learn. So I'm thinking on Wednesday I'm going to be airing that podcast. So please do tune in. I want to thank you. I want to thank you so much for tuning in, for your energy, for the work that you're doing on yourselves. Oh my God, you are it. You are here for it. You are doing it. You are blessed. You are protected. You are guided, and you are loved. And I am sending you all so much love. I am so blessed to be on this journey with you all. And I will be back very soon, and I will see you all under the moon. Bye-bye for now.